This week was an episode full of festival headliners as we met Group C for the first time this season, with all five singers competing for a spot for Miley Cyrus night next week. That's a lot to put in. And one of them was sadly sent home, meaning the other four continued on. We've got a lot to talk about for this week's Masked Singer Season 12 recap and review, so let's get right into this video. So, like I said, this week was Who Are You Fest night, meaning we met Group C this week, and they performed some festival headliners, which I really enjoyed this week. And I have to say, I've definitely been wanting a kind of festival headliner kind of episode like this because, ever since they did it in the UK last year, when it did like a Clue Fest episode, that was really good. So the fact we had like one similar to for the US this year, I'm very happy about that. I really am happy. So yeah, it's been a very big week as well because, like I mentioned, I did the Hell's Kitchen review last night, and we had an episode last night as well. And I'll tell you now, we actually lost Anthony last this week's episode. We actually did, and I got to admit, while he didn't have the best cook your life dish, and I can understand, I can understand why he was sent home. I'm honestly crushed that he was sent home because his story was so inspirational, and I'm so glad he actually got to keep his jacket. Even Chef Ramsay said, "Oh, I really want you to keep your jacket." I'll get into that a bit later on when I do my recap and review for that episode. Because I got a lot to say on that. Because while it's a shocking elimination, I'll basically get into it. I'll get into it closer to the time. So, like I mentioned, we're meeting Group C this week, which includes Ice King, Sherlock Hound, Royal Knights, Macaron, and Strawberry Shortcake. So yeah, I think we should just get straight into this week's review. So let's get into it. So, the first act of the night we had was the Royal Knights, who performed "You and I" by Lady Gaga. I thought she was really good. This was a very solid, strong performance. Definitely a really great opening to the show, especially for Group C. So yeah, it was a fantastic performance. Lady Gaga, I don't know, but I don't really listen to her music, to be honest with you. So yeah, so that was that. So let's go from so that was the guest. So my guest for Royal Knight, and it's a bit of an interesting one because one of the panelists said this. It was Jen who said this, and I kind of followed along, and I followed maybe some of the clues. And so now, I just want to say now that Group C for me, apart from one of them, is the one I've got the least clue on, to be honest with you. So I'm definitely need some help here. And by the way, I just want to say this now to Brandon Bennett. Brandon Bennett, if you're watching this video, my friend, please, I really need some help from you. Who to help me with, Royal Knight, Sherlock Hound, and Strawberry Shortcake, as those I'm so clueless on. So Brandon, if you see this video, please, just help me out in the comment section. I would really appreciate that from you, my friend. So, anyways, as I was saying, my guess for my guess for Royal Knight is one of the Jenny said this name, and my guess for Royal Knight this week, just purely based on some of the clues, and the voice is Ashley Tisdale. As you know, she was on the Masked Dancer, for that one season in the US. And she's she's also been in High School Musical, as well. Who was High School Musical. She was also with Vanessa Hudgens from last season, who won last season. Which she was fantastic last season. I still couldn't go over the fact it was her versus Scott Porter in the final two. That was a proper showdown. But yeah, some of the clues I can connect, which I'll go through now. So we saw the glass slipper, and which made me think of Cinderella, and Ashley voiced Cinderella in the 2018 movie Charming, which is basically about Cinderella. The TV remote. Now, some people may think this could be a TV star. Well, Ashley has been on TV shows like The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, Young and Hungry, Phineas and Ferb, and Hellcats, just to name a few. excuse me. The letter T. Now we saw the Royal Knight hold a megaphone and with the letter T on it, and maybe that could be a reference to the first letter of her surname. I don't know. And we saw the shirts. And by the way, I didn't get all the shirts. By the way, but the her shirt had the word "slay" and 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 actually does have a she has done a Christmas single. I don't think she included the word "slay" in it. I don't think it did, but that was the best guess I could kind of think of. But yeah, so that's my guess so far. Ashley Tisdale. I'm again, like I said, I'm really not too confident on three of the four get contestants. The only one I'm really confident on is Ice King, and that's not saying much. So, like I said, I do need some help in the comment section. Like Brandon Bennett, like I mentioned, please, if you can help me, I'd really appreciate that. So that's my guess for Ashley Tisdale as the Royal Knight. And then the next performance we had was Sherlock Hound, who performed Under the Bridge by the Red Hot Chili Peppers. A really great track as well, and the first time I think we've had the Red Hot Chili Peppers song on the show, which is awesome. I thought he did a very nice job. I think he did really well. I really, really enjoyed this performance, and I honestly think he's holding back a bit because I think his voice is like, to me, like on paper, it sounds like a singer, but with the Barry's ear connection, I'm not too sure. It could be a baseball player with a hidden talent, like Barry Zeta, like I mentioned, when he was the Rhino in season 3, he got all the way to the final 4, and he was actually really good. But that's that. So Sherlock Hound, now again, this is just purely based on from what I've heard, some of the clues, and this is the thing. I'm currently stuck on 2 people, and I'll get to that now. And the 2 people I've been really stuck on have been Scott Stapp, the lead singer of Creed, or Darius Rucker from Hootie and the Blowfish, and just trying to piece the clues together. My best guess is Darius Rucker. And I'm not too happy with that guess. I mean, I think it's a solid guess. I can hear Scott Stapp a little bit. I think I have to listen to next week to see if it is Scott Stapp. But you know, So we saw the Diamond Records or the Diamond, and Darius's version of Wagon Wheel actually received a diamond certification from the RIAA. We saw Sherlock Hound playing the guitar, and Darius plays the guitar in Hootie and the Blowfish, and the T-shirt with the number 1 hit on it. One of Hootie and the Blowfish's biggest hits is called "Hold My Hand." So like I said, I'm not too confident with this guess, especially because of the clues. So I definitely need some help with Sherlock Hound for that. Okay, now we go on to Ice King, who is the one I'm the most confident on, and he performed Tonight. Never heard the song before, but I thought he did really well actually, and to be honest, I thought he did a solid performance, And by the way, I just want to say I love the costume, by the way. The costume looks so cool. Like, this is a costume I think we should have in the UK. Like, we should have a costume like that in the UK for sure. So yeah, I just love the costume. And the performance was decent. It was decent enough to stay, but I think he's most likely going home next week, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. That's okay. So my guess for the Ice King, and this was a guess that was going around, basing it on Hollywood Junket, which I did in my very first, months ago, and all this confirms the clues I'm going to go to. Just confirms that it's Drake Bell. It's 100% Drake Bell, and I'll go through the clues now. Now, there was actually on the Mars Spoilers channel where they give some clues. It showed a baby alien from season 4 who was Mark Sanchez, and Drake was actually the baby alien on The Masked Singer Mexico last year. He performed Jailhouse Rock, which was the episode he got eliminated in. The Hanson connection, I got this as well. He was actually in Hanson's music video, Get the Girl Back. there were some DJ references, I think, and if you break it down, DJ, Drake and Josh, which is Drake Bell's hit TV show, Drake and Josh, he mentioned he started performing in stadiums when he was young, and he played Little League Baseball when he was younger. I couldn't get anything for the speakers, the passport. There was a passport that was zoomed into Mexico, where he's most popular in, and like I mentioned, he was on the Masked Singer, the Mexican version of the show, and they did speak English to him. I think that's yep. And the chocolate bar. Now this was a bit of a stretch, but I managed to find out that his first acting job was for a Whirlpool commercial where he mentioned that he had to sit in a tree eating a popsicle. So that's that, and just the voice is just so Drake Bell. Now I will say, when I found out it was Drake Bell, I was a bit disappointed because I heard that because he had a few years ago he mentioned he was actually involved in SA allegations. If you don't know what SA means, all I can say is you may want to look that up yourself. But if you know, you know. But he was basically involved with allegations, with some sort of assault with someone, and and it actually never happened. And I don't think, and he actually didn't mention that he was, he had a rough childhood, where and so like like so. So basically, he was basically forced to plead guilty, and he couldn't afford a trial to basically. So I don't think it actually did happen. So he actually. So yeah, I mean, I was going into this. I was thinking, oh god, this is Drake, but oh god, but yeah. But apparently, he actually didn't do the allegation. Apparently, the allegations weren't actually true. So I can just put that aside. So not to worry about. So that is definitely Drake Bell. Now the Macaron or the Macaroon, however you want to pronounce it. This while this was definitely the weakest performance of the night, you can tell she was definitely trying, and I gotta give her some credit. Her some credit. I think I said him. My apologies. So like I said, she tried. She did her work. She did her best. That's all that matters. Um, but she was revealed, and both Rita and Jenny got this, and it was during before Strawberry Shortcake's performance, which we'll get to in a minute. They were right, and it was revealed to be Bethany Hamilton. Now, I have no idea who she is. I did not guess her at all. But she is a surfer. Um, and basically, you may know she actually has one arm, and that's because she was actually involved in a shark attack accident back in 2003, I think. So, and she mentioned that it was a pretty big battle, to go through having her arm, amputated, and the costume, and and I have to say the amount of respect I have for Bethany, and I don't even know her, I've never heard of her before, but the amount of respect I have is so like beyond because look, while she may not be in the best thing of the night, her story of where she is now and the fact she's not let her issue kind of get in the way of her dreams, despite maybe feeling defeated at times. It's just incredible just to do what she's doing. And to be honest with you, it just goes to show that in this generation, that sometimes in life, whatever might comes our way, for the good or the bad, there's always that light at the end of the tunnel. There's always that light that you can see at the end of the tunnel, which you can achieve. And I just have so much respect for Bethany for doing what she did, and I just think she's absolutely a lovely person. I think just the amount of respect I have is beyond just. And I've actually watched some of her documentary about it, and it really was emotional. Reading it just shows the strength that woman has. So all I can say is just I think we should, and again, I think we should just look up to people like her because it's just amazing. She's just brilliant. She did really well despite not being the best singer. So absolute massive kudos to her. All right, so now the final performance of the night, which was given to Strawberry Shortcake, and she performed "Slow Burn" by Casey Musgraves, and this was easily the best performance of the night. Like Group C overall I thought was very good. Like no one was necessarily horrible, but for me this performance was just so beautiful. So it felt like it told a story, and the emotions that everything that came in, it was just a fabulous, fabulous performance. It was just I mean, already I could see her in the quarterfinals, like at this very moment. But if she does, which I'm pretty sure she'll have some competition because Buffaloes, Goo, and Wasp, in my opinion, are easily the top three acts for this year, for this season at least. And yeah, so that is that. So I mean, I just think but regardless, I think she's going to win the quarterfinals regardless. Okay, so my guess for Strawberry Shortcake. Again, this is just my guess, not based on. This is my pure guess. I've seen a couple of people say some things, um, and so my guess for Strawberry Shortcake, and this is probably going out on a limb here, but I think that this could be, Sadie Stanley. Now, if you don't know who she is an actress and a singer, and I'll go through some of the clues I tried to and pick out. And again, I'm not too confident on this as well, so I'll need some help with this. So the Helio Rontia connection, who was the ringmaster back in season 7, and for me, it's still BS that she didn't win or win to the final two with Prince, because the fact her and Cheyenne Jackson didn't get to the top two together, it was absolutely ridiculous. And for me, Firefly still has like a sour taste in my mouth in terms of winning. Like, I don't think she deserved the win, in my opinion. No hate, of course. But so my guess is Sadie Stanley. The Halo Rancia connection is she was in the Goldbergs with her. Whenever that was, I can't remember. And we saw her with a cat, like a stuffed toy cat plushie, whatever you want to call it. And she loves cats. She's mentioned on her social media that she adores cats. The sunglasses, well, there's basically two suns look like glasses, so sunglasses. This is a bit of a stretch here, but she has done photo shoots for content mode. The Instagram is an Instagram reference possibly, and she is on Instagram. Probably didn't want to have it actual because of copyright issues. And the drama masks on the shirt. I had to do some research on this one because this was actually a bit difficult for me to figure out. But she was an actress for Columbia Children's Theatre, and one of her most notable performances was playing the younger version of Princess Fiona in the musical Shrek. So that's where I am for Strawberry Shortcake, and it's just my best guess at the minute because, like I said, Group C is the one I'm definitely struggling on, so I really do need some help with you guys in the comment section. But yeah, but I think regardless, I think she's going to win Group C without a doubt. Like we already have 3 men in the quarterfinals, which not saying it's bad, but if we were to have like an all male quarterfinal, it would feel a bit. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how it'd feel. But anyways, that's it for this week's recap and review. Like I said, I really need some help for Sherlock Hound, Strawberry Shortcake, and Royal Knight. So, like I said, Brandon Bennett, if you see this video, please, I really do need some help from you. And I know you're very good at putting the clues together, so I definitely need some help from you, my friend. But who do you think is going home next week? For Miley Cyrus Knight. For my best guess, I'm leaning towards Ice King. Because I think while he is rather good, I don't think his voice is quite there with Sherlock Hound, Royal Knight, and Strawberry Shortcake. But we'll see what happens next week. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe with post notifications turned on. I'd really appreciate that. But thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys next time.